Have you ever noticed something interesting? When we are young, we run after success. When we grow older, success starts running after peace. Many people think that after 60, life should slow down completely. But the truth is, age does not stop purpose. Only mindset does. Some people retire from work at 60. Sadly, some people retire from life at 40. Have you ever noticed something interesting about life? When we are young, we are always in a hurry. We want success quickly, recognition quickly, money quickly, and achievements quickly. But as life moves forward and we cross the age of 60, something very beautiful begins to happen. The mind slowly starts asking deeper questions. Not how much more can I get, but what really matters now. Many people believe that 60 is the time to stop working, to slow down completely, or to step away from everything. But the truth is, age does not decide whether you should work or not. Your purpose decides that. There are people who retire from their jobs at 60, but unfortunately some people retire from life much earlier. They stop dreaming, they stop contributing, and they stop believing that they still have something valuable to give. But think about it carefully. After 60, a person has something extremely powerful that younger people often lack: wisdom. Wisdom that comes from mistakes, experiences, failures, and lessons learned over decades. When that wisdom continues to serve others, it becomes a gift not just for the individual but for society. However, there is an important shift that must happen. In the earlier years of life, we often work to build our identity. We work to establish ourselves, to earn money, to create stability. But after 60, work should no longer be about proving something to the world. It should be about sharing something with the world. At this stage, work should come from joy, not pressure. It should come from meaning, not compulsion. If someone wakes up in the morning with enthusiasm to contribute, to guide others, to use their experience for good, then working after 60 is not a burden, it is a blessing. But there are three things that must never be ignored at this stage of life. The first is health. Sometimes people spend their youth earning money and then spend their old age using that money to recover the health they ignored. That is not a wise exchange. A peaceful walk, a balanced routine, and a calm mind are more valuable than endless hours of stress. The second is relationships. In the race of life, many people unknowingly distance themselves from the very people who matter the most. After 60, relationships should not be postponed for work. Instead, work should be arranged in a way that allows more time for family, friends, and meaningful conversations. And the third is peace of mind. Success at this stage is not measured by how busy your schedule looks. Real success is measured by how light your heart feels. If work brings tension, irritation, and exhaustion, then something needs to change. But if work brings fulfillment, gratitude, and purpose, then it becomes a source of energy. Life after 60 can actually be one of the most meaningful chapters of life. Because youth brings energy, but age brings clarity. Youth runs fast, but age understands the direction. And when experience is combined with compassion, it creates something very powerful. So if you are working past 60, do not see it as a struggle. See it as an opportunity to contribute in a deeper way. Do not work to prove that you are still capable. Work because your heart still wishes to serve, to guide, and to make a difference. Because in the end, life will not measure us by the number of years we worked. Life will measure us by the number of lives that became a little better simply because we were here. And if even a few people feel grateful that they crossed paths with us, then no matter our age, we have truly lived a meaningful life. Have you ever observed how our relationship with work changes as we grow older? In our early years, work often feels like a race. We want to move ahead of others, prove our abilities, and secure our place in the world. Every achievement feels like a milestone, and every delay feels like a setback. But when someone crosses the age of 60, life gently invites them to look at work from a completely different perspective. At this stage, work should no longer be a battlefield. It should become a platform for meaning. Because by the time someone reaches 60, they have already walked through many seasons of life. They have seen success and failure, excitement and disappointment, growth and loss. All of those experiences slowly shape a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Sometimes people feel pressured to keep working simply because they are afraid of slowing down. They worry that if they stop being busy, they might feel irrelevant. But the truth is, a person's value does not come from how busy they are. Their value comes from the wisdom and kindness they share with the world. Working after 60 should feel like a choice, not a burden. It should feel like a meaningful extension of life, not an exhausting obligation. And that difference comes from the intention behind the work. When someone works only to accumulate more wealth, the journey can feel heavy. But when someone works to guide, support, and uplift others, the journey becomes joyful. There is a beautiful shift that can happen at this stage. Earlier in life, we often ask, what can I achieve? But later in life, the question slowly becomes, what can I contribute? And that small shift transforms everything. For example, imagine a person who has spent 40 years learning about a profession, facing challenges, solving problems, and understanding people. That experience is like a treasure chest. If it remains locked away, it helps no one. But if it is shared with the younger generation, it becomes incredibly valuable. Many young people today are searching for guidance. They have energy and ambition, but sometimes they lack direction. Someone who has lived longer has the ability to offer perspective that cannot be found in books or quick online advice. A few sincere words from experience can sometimes save someone years of confusion. But while continuing to contribute, it is also important to slow down enough to appreciate life itself. The older we grow, the more we realize that the most meaningful moments in life are not always connected to work. They are often connected to people. A warm conversation, a shared meal with family, a moment of laughter with friends. These simple things create memories that stay far longer than any professional achievement. Work should never replace these moments. Instead, work should support a balanced and fulfilling life. If someone chooses to continue working after 60, it should allow them the freedom to enjoy the things they once postponed. And there is another beautiful aspect of this stage of life. When someone works without the pressure of proving themselves, they become more authentic. They speak more honestly, they act more generously, and they guide others with genuine care rather than competition. That authenticity is deeply inspiring. People are naturally drawn to individuals who carry calmness, clarity, and kindness in their presence. So continuing to work after 60 is not about holding on to the past. It is about using the wisdom of the past to brighten the future for others. It is about turning years of experience into a source of encouragement and guidance. Because when life reaches this stage, the greatest success is no longer measured by promotions or titles. It is measured by the quiet impact we leave behind, the lessons we share, the people we uplift, and the kindness that continues long after we are gone. There is a beautiful stage in life that many people misunderstand. When someone crosses the age of 60, society often starts sending a silent message. Now it is time to slow down, step aside, and let the younger generation take over. And while it is true that younger people must grow and take responsibility, it does not mean that life suddenly loses its purpose after 60. In fact, for many people, this stage can become one of the most meaningful chapters of their lives. Why? Because by this time, a person has seen enough of life to understand what truly matters. When we are young, we often believe that success is about achievements, promotions, and recognition. We chase goals with great intensity, But as years pass, life slowly teaches us that many of the things we once considered extremely important were actually temporary. After 60, a person begins to see life with clearer eyes. The race becomes less important, and the meaning behind the journey becomes more important. If someone continues working at this stage, the intention behind the work should be very different from the earlier years. In youth, work is often about building security and identity. But later in life, work should become an expression of purpose and service. Think about a lamp. When it is newly lit, its purpose is simply to shine. But when it continues burning steadily for a long time, it does something more beautiful. It begins to light other lamps around it. In the same way, the experience of a person who has worked for many decades can become a source of light for others. The lessons learned through struggle, the patience developed through challenges, and the wisdom gained through mistakes can guide those who are just starting their journey. But there is also an important reminder here. Working after 60 should not come at the cost of peace. Life is not asking anyone to prove that they can still run the fastest race. Life is inviting them to walk with awareness and gratitude. Health becomes more valuable than ambition. A calm mind becomes more valuable than endless achievements. Many people realize too late that they spent years worrying about things that never truly mattered. The beauty of this stage is that it offers an opportunity to live more consciously. This is the time to simplify life, to remove unnecessary stress, to choose meaningful work rather than excessive work, to focus on what truly brings joy to the heart. And often, the greatest joy at this stage does not come from personal success but from seeing others succeed. Guiding someone, encouraging someone, or helping someone avoid a mistake you once made can bring a deep sense of satisfaction that no award can provide. Another beautiful realization that comes with age is the importance of relationships. Many people spend their early years building careers, sometimes unintentionally neglecting time with loved ones. Later in life, they understand that the warmth of relationships is what gives life its true richness. So work should never replace those moments. It should support a balanced life where there is time to contribute, time to reflect, and time to appreciate the people around us. Life after 60 is not about slowing down completely, nor is it about chasing the same race as before. It is about moving forward with wisdom, calmness, and purpose. Because when someone reaches this stage and continues to live with kindness, humility, and service, they become more than just a worker or a professional. They become a source of inspiration. And sometimes, the most powerful inspiration does not come from loud achievements. It comes from a quiet life lived with meaning, gratitude, and a sincere desire to make the world a little better for others. So continue working if your heart feels alive doing it. But remember one thing, do not just work to extend your career, work to extend your kindness, your wisdom, and your contribution to the world. Because in the end, life will not ask us, how long did you work? Life will ask us only one question, how many lives became better because you were here? And if the answer to that question is beautiful, then no matter your age, you have truly lived a successful life.